What's up guys, it's Susie Bullock from HeyGrillHey.com, and if you're watching this video, that means we already have something in common. We both love great barbecue, which is perfect because here at Hey Grill Hey, my whole goal is to help you make better barbecue so you can feed the people you love and become a backyard barbecue hero. Today we're doing that with a grilled flat iron steak with chimichurri. If you have a hankering for a really rich, true beef experience, flat iron steak is the way to go, and this chimichurri sauce just brightens the whole thing up. A steak this size serves about 3 people. Allow yourself 45 minutes total, 30 minutes for all the prep and 15 minutes out on the grill. Let's get started. Here's what you'll need. Start with a 10 to 12 ounce flat iron steak, about a tablespoon of olive oil, a couple teaspoons of kosher salt. That's all you need for the meat itself. For the chimichurri sauce, you need about a cup of fresh flat leaf Italian parsley, a 1/4 cup of oregano, a 1/2 cup of extra virgin olive oil, a 1/4 cup of red wine vinegar, 4 cloves of garlic, a teaspoon of red pepper flakes, a teaspoon of kosher salt, and a 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. First up, we're gonna make our chimichurri. You just need a small blender jar or a food processor. Both work just fine. Just take your flat leaf parsley, and you really only want the leaves. You can just rip those off, get those in your blender jar, and then pull the leaves off your oregano stems and get those in there as well. Next, we add in the rest of our ingredients. Our olive oil, our red wine vinegar, our peeled garlic cloves, a teaspoon of red pepper flakes, a teaspoon of salt, and a 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. Put your lid on. We're just gonna pulse this a few times. We don't wanna break the sauce entirely down. You still wanna see bits and pieces of those whole herbs in there. You want it to look exactly like this. Quick taste to make sure it's balanced correctly. It's perfect. We're just gonna transfer our chimichurri sauce to a little bowl, set aside until our steak is done. Chimichurri is actually best when it's fresh, so I don't recommend making this one too far in advance or your herbs will turn brown. Let's season this meat, get it on the grill so I can put this chimichurri sauce all over it. We're just gonna drizzle our flat iron steak with a little bit of olive oil. This is gonna help get us a nice crust when it hits the hot grill. And then sprinkle on both sides with your kosher salt. If you love beef, I gotta recommend you try a flat iron steak at least once. It has such a unique, rich, beefy flavor. It's a lot more intense than some of the prime cuts you get at the grocery store. That's it for the steak. The chimichurri sauce is done. I'm ready to head out to the grill. I've got it preheated to 450 degrees. We're doing direct heat, high temperature. It's gonna be a quick sear on both sides, and we're looking for an internal temperature of about 130 to 135 for medium rare. Our grill's preheated to 450 degrees. I'm cooking my steak over charcoal. I think it adds great flavor, but gas works just as well. We're really looking for temperature here, and we want direct heat right underneath our steaks. Put those right on the grates and plan about 6 to 7 minutes per side. We've got the high heat right underneath the steak, so I'm actually gonna put the lid on for just a couple of minutes because that'll create more ambient heat around the steak itself, and it'll cook it a little bit more evenly. When you're grilling over charcoal at a really high temperature, you just need to stay close to your grill because you never know when fat's gonna drip down, cause a flare up, and you don't wanna overcook these steaks. All right, these have been on for about 6 minutes. I think we're ready to flip them. Just take a quick look underneath. Start to see those grill marks. Just flip the steaks, lid back on. This is gonna need another 6 to 7 minutes, but truly keep your thermometer close by. We're looking for an internal temperature of about 130 to 135 for medium rare. We're getting really close. I'm just gonna close the lid. I think it needs 1 to 2 more minutes. I'm making sure all the sides and edges of my steak have some nice char on it from the grill. This looks beautiful. You can see that nice crispy golden from the olive oil and the high temps on the grill. It's gonna taste great. All right, our steak is ready to come off. We've just hit 130 degrees Fahrenheit. It's the perfect medium rare. We gotta let this steak rest for about 10 minutes, and then we're ready to slice it and slather the top of it with that delicious chimichurri sauce. Steak is rested, that means it's time to slice and serve. My favorite way to serve a flat iron steak is just by slicing into thinner slices and kind of take your knife at a little bit of an angle here. So you get a good amount of that top crust on both the top and the bottom. By cutting this flat iron steak thin, you know that each bite will be really tender. A flat iron steak has a really interesting grain structure. It actually runs top to bottom, so there's no real way to slice against the grain unless you went straight across. So by cutting it thinly into these little strips, the color is perfect inside a nice medium rare, and you can see the way that the grain structure runs vertically on this cut of meat. After I slice, I actually like to shingle these out a little bit before spooning on the chimichurri. That way, when the chimichurri goes on top, all of those vinegar and herbs runs in between each slice. Just spoon a little bit of the chimichurri right across the middle of the steak. Because the olive oil and the vinegar will run in between each piece of steak, and then those herbs will stay in the middle. It looks beautiful. Flat iron steak.
Chimichurri.
Chimichurri, one of my all-time faves.
Wow.
I think it's so good because it's so simple. All it is olive oil and salt on the steak and the chimichurri sauce on top.
It feels indulgent.
It feels indulgent and also feels kind of adult.
Yeah.
Like we need to invite people over and like
sip things with our pinkies up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Todd and I might have to enjoy this for ourselves because I forgot to invite friends over tonight, but I promise next time we will. Hopefully you invite your friends over, make this dish. If you do, leave a comment, let us know how it turned out for you, or even better, snap a photo, post it online, and use the hashtag #HeyGrillHey. That way Todd and I can see it and we can comment, engage with you, and celebrate all of your barbecue hero success. See you next time.